Rain Shroud faces an unexpected dismissal from his party. Arios, with cold resolve, fires Rain, citing his uselessness. Leanne's harsh words and mockery from the others cut deep. When Rain tries to speak up, Arios deems it pathetic, prompting Rain to leave the party, returning his gear. Contemplating his future in the distant city, children approach him, inquiring about a job. Rain happily agrees, making their day with a friendly eagle. The kids aspire to be like Rain, unlike his former party members, who always seemed annoying. Inspired, Rain decides to become an adventurer. At the Adventurers Guild, he registers as one, raising eyebrows when he mentions Beast Tamer as his class. He recalls Leanne's disdain but remains undeterred. The guild receptionist, Natalie explains the basics and assigns him a test: slay 10 goblins. Using a squirrel companion, Rain tracks and eliminates the goblins, collecting their magic stones. A desperate cry draws his attention to a girl cornered by a ferocious killer tiger. Rain's knife shatters against the beast's impenetrable hide. But then, the girl amazes him by leaping at incredible speed and defeating the tiger. She's from the endangered cat tribe. Concerned for her safety, Rain offers food. She introduces herself as Kanade, and their conversation takes an unexpected turn when Rain shares his exile from the hero party. This infuriates Kanade, a reaction that oddly pleases Rain. He pats her head, and they bond. Kanade surprises Rain by asking him to tame her. Uncertain but curious, Rain agrees, and their endeavor turns out to be a success. At the Adventurers Guild, Rain hands over the quest items to Natalie, the guild receptionist. She informs him that he's passed his adventurer's trial, making him an F-ranked adventurer. He receives 50 copper coins as a reward. Although it's not much, Natalie explains he can earn more by completing additional quests and advancing in rank. To achieve this, Rain realizes he needs to earn more money for lodging. Later, at the cafeteria, Rain tells Kanade that he's now an official adventurer and suggests they take on a quest together. Kanade happily agrees. A man takes an interest in Kanade due to her cat spirit status and tries to woo her. Kanade refuses, stating that she belongs to Rain as her tamer. The man challenges Rain to an arm wrestling match, with Kanade as the prize. Rain reluctantly accepts and wins the match, surprising everyone. Natalie intervenes, apologizing for the man's behavior and revealing the guild's awareness of his actions. When the man is taken away, Natalie asks Rain how he managed to tame Kanade. This alarms both Rain and Kanade. Once Natalie leaves, Rain wonders about his newfound strength. Kanade explains that their contract amplified his power, equal to her own, a rarity in their village. Excited to take on a new job, Kanade's hopes fall when they're assigned herb gathering due to their F rank. Rain explains they must start with basic tasks to gain experience. As they gather herbs, they hear screams in the distance and decide to investigate. They find an old man surrounded by the notorious Ebon Fang's bandits. Kanade warns Rain about their reputation, but he chooses to confront them. Kanade worries about his strength but watches Rain fight the bandits with growing admiration. After their victory, the old man thanks them and explains the cowardice of other adventurers who fled. Rain decides to deal with the remaining Ebon Fangs. Rain contracts animals to scout the bandits, revealing his plan to Kanade. They reach the hideout, where Rain tames zombies with paralyzing abilities. He sends Kanade for reinforcements from the Order of Knights. Mina and Leanne, Rain's old comrades, are revealed to be adventurers struggling with their new roles. They resent Rain for his perceived inadequacy as a beast tamer. Kanade returns with the Order of Knights missing, and only adventurers remain. They manage to subdue the paralyzed bandits. Then, Berserk King Lizards attack. Rain and Kanade work together to defeat them, earning praise from fellow adventurers and reminding Rain of his past rejection. Grateful for Kanade's support, Kanade is delighted to have actual beds, but Rain is surprised they have to share a room at the inn. After turning in their Ebony Fang's bounty, they're promoted to E rank and enjoy a fancy dinner. They end up sharing the room, and as Rain sleeps, Kanade reflects on her good fortune to have found him. A week later, they hear about a hooligan at Stride Bridge, enticing Rain with a 5 gold reward. As they arrive, a red dragon, Tania, appears. She challenges them to a fight and they accept. The battle begins with Tania's powerful punch, followed by fire breathing that singes Kanade's tail. Rain watches in awe as Kanade fights on par with Tania. He requests 3 minutes to prepare and summons birds to immobilize Tania. They convince her to come with them. At the Adventurers Guild, they report to Natalie but hastily leave before Tania can introduce herself. Outside, they prevent Tania from revealing her true identity. Rain disciplines her, and Tania asks to be tamed, to which he reluctantly agrees and forms a contract. That night, Arios considers recruiting Rain back into his group. Meanwhile, as Rain sleeps on the floor, Kanade and Tania argue over who gets the bed with a view of him. Rain's team is assigned to deal with slimes, which Kanade finds unpleasant due to their stickiness. Tania boasts she can handle them all, earning Kanade's praise. Rain is pleased to see them getting along. To locate the slimes, Rain uses his taming ability to control a bird named Assimilate. Tania and Keed are amazed as Rain flies off to find the slimes. He finds the slime swarm and, on Tania's suggestion, uses Fireball to eliminate them. The results astonish Rain and Keed, but not Tania, who explains that Rain's abilities have grown since their contract. Later, they inform a girl outside the Adventurers Guild about their successful quest and enjoy dinner at a restaurant. Rain shares the story of his village's tragic loss and his recruitment into Ario's group. Tania and Kanade feel sympathy for him but express their anger at how he was treated. The next day, while subduing orcs, Rain is wounded protecting Tania. He quickly heals himself and suggests collecting magical ores left by the orcs. Later, Tania has a heart-to-heart conversation with a little girl, lifting her spirits. Rain finds Tania, and she apologizes for her actions. Kanade realizes her feelings for Rain but denies them as mere fondness. After another successful quest, Tania suggests buying new equipment. On the road, they encounter Arios and his party, who greet Rain sarcastically, and Rain suggests changing their path. Arios makes disparaging remarks, leading Kanade and Tania to defend Rain. Tania questions Arios' group, revealing their unique identities as a dragonoid and a cat spirit. When Arios claims that Rain tamed them, Rain asks their purpose. Arios explains they withdrew from the Lost Woods due to its difficulty and offers Rain a chance to rejoin their group despite his uselessness. Leanne mentions a relic, the Shield of Truth, that can help against the Demon King. She adds that without it, monsters would threaten settlements, triggering Rain's memories. Under pressure, Rain quietly agrees, and the hero party chastises him. Kanade and Tania demand a proper apology from the hero party, shocking them. Tania threatens to incinerate them with her breath, forcing Arios to demand that Rain keeps his pets in check. Arios insinuates they're Rain's lovers, prompting Rain to punch him. Arios challenges Rain and his tamed creatures to a duel, which Rain accepts. In separate battles, Kanade faces Agaf. Tania takes on Mina and Leon, and Rain confronts Arios. Kanade overwhelms Agaf, surprising him. Tania easily dispels the mage's attacks with Materia Canceller, and eventually makes them pass out. Rain battles Arios, taking only minor scratches despite Arios' swift swordplay. Rain punches Arios in the gut, revealing his newfound power from his contracts with Kanade and Tania. Rain wins the duel, and Tania and Kanade rush to embrace him. Rain and his companions enter the ominous Lost Woods, where the Shield of Truth is believed to be. A flashback reveals Arios' group apologizing for their previous behavior, under Tania's intimidating influence. Rain accepts the apology and hears about the Shield of Truth's location in the forest. In the present, Rain explains the importance of finding the shield for Arios' group. He scouts ahead using a temporary bird contract, leaving Kanade and Tania to watch over his body. They initially get lost but follow a trail to a tree with illusionary magic, which leads them to a fairy. The fairy warns them to leave, but they decide to talk to her. Rain approaches the fairy and is threatened. Despite his confidence in his ability to negotiate with monsters, he's hurt by the fairy's illusion arrows. Kanade and Tania protect him and try to reason with the fairy, named Sora. After a tense conversation, Sora drops her hostility and reveals that they need the Shield of Truth to defeat the Demon King. She gives it to Rain and explains that her people protect it in the fairy village. Rain returns to Sora, who hesitates before sharing her story. She and her twin sister, Runna, once maintained the forest barriers but encountered a monster called a Shadow Knight. The monster demanded they lower the barrier, and Sora fled, abandoning Runna. Rain vows to help and rescue Runna, and Sora tearfully embraces him. In a flashback, Sora reveals the condition set by the Shadow Knight for Runna's release, which involves lowering the barrier over the fairy village by sundown. Rain's group heads to the Shadow Knight's location but doesn't allow Sora to accompany them to avoid breaking her deal with the monster. At the Shadow Knight's location, Rain's group launches an attack, and Tania rescues Runna while Rain and Kanade engage the Shadow Knight. After a boost spell and Kanade's enhanced power, they defeat the Shadow Knight. Tania returns with Runna in her arms, and Rain explains the boost spell. Runna learns that Sora sent them to rescue her, and they embrace. Runna and Sora thank Rain's group and decide not to return to their village. They invite the fairies to join them, and Rain forms contracts with them. Later, Rain meets the heroes' party to deliver the Shield of Truth while his group watches. Arios questions the authenticity of the shield, but Leanne's appraisal confirms it. Agath suggests Rain rejoin the party, but he declines, content with his current life. Arios vows to eliminate Rain. Rain tells his group about the legend of the hero with divine blood and limit break potential. Kanade and Tania suggest he tame more spirits to gain the power to defeat the Demon King. Rain considers it but believes it's too early to decide. On a sunny morning, Rain wakes up on the floor of his room, hoping for a free bed as his party sleeps on them. Over breakfast, they discuss buying equipment for Rain, and they set off to explore the town. Rana and Sora are initially cautious about revealing their fairies but relax after observing interactions with the locals. However, a child's comment about Rana and Sora being Rain's new wives irks Sora. They nearly reveal their fairy identity, but Rain stops them. They visit a weapon shop run by the gruff dwarf Gantz, who offers them weapons. Rain notices the odd feeling from a dagger and confronts Gantz about the poor quality of his weapons. Rana and Sora criticize Gantz, but he explains his philosophy and offers to craft a custom weapon for Rain, lacking the materials. They go to the Adventurers Guild, where Natalie informs them of Arios seeking new support members. Rain introduces Rana and Sora to Natalie, who picks up on their unique relationship. Rain submits a quest from Gantz for Mithril ore, located in Gantz's family mine. They agree to help, and Rain and Gantz request a new weapon instead of gold. During their journey, Rana and Sora get tired, and they rest by a lake. Rain hears Kanade scream as a fish bites her tail, making Sora perturbed. They joke about reversing roles but move on. At the mine, Rain suspects thieves stealing from it and hides to observe. Thieves emerge, and Rain suggests beating them, but Sora and Rana use their magic to peer into their minds, discovering the thieves are part of a larger group inside the mine. Rain suspects a beast tamer among them, with a hawk acting as a lookout. Inside the Mithril mines, Rain's group faces the thieves who vow to avenge their comrades. They defeat the thieves swiftly, and Rain confronts the beast tamer and his behemoth. The fight causes the cave to shake, and Kanade takes the captured thieves outside for safety but returns to assist Rain. Rain overwrites the behemoth's contract, causing it to attack its owner, and Rain defeats it with a fireball. Outside, the thieves were seeking revenge on Gantz for selling them inferior weapons. Gantz feels remorseful and promises to make weapons honestly again. He asks Rain what kind of weapon he wants, and Rain requests a dagger and gauntlet. Arios and Mina reject an applicant for the beast tamer job, and Mina reflects on Arios' rejections, fearing they hinder their quest to defeat the Demon King. She suggests amending the criteria but gets an apprehensive response from Arios. The next day, Rain learns the fate of the ore thieves and tells Rana and Sora, who console him. They take a walk, have hot dogs, and then ask Rain if he obtained new skills or abilities. Rain is uncertain, but they suggest he might have acquired ultimate magic. Rain cheers them up by expressing his appreciation for their company, and explains his desire to build trust with his new party. As they consider getting more hot dogs, a pompous man and guards demand Rana and Sora's names, creating a commotion. Despite Rana and Sora's rejection, the pompous noble, Edgar Fromware, persists in declaring his love for them. Rain steps in to confront Edgar and rejects his advances on behalf of the fairy twins. When Edgar orders his soldiers to attack, Rain defeats them, but Edgar uses hostages to hold Rain at bay. Rain awakens his fairy magic and rescues the hostages by casting a powerful fireball spell on the soldiers, forcing Edgar to flee in shame. At the inn, Rana and Sora recount the incident to Kanade and Tania. They learn about Edgar's shady background and his father's influence in Horizon. The decision is made to defeat Edgar and save the city. Rain and Kanade visit the Order of Knights HQ to file a complaint against Edgar, but it is rejected, leading Rain to suspect collusion. Vice Captain Stella seeks their help to expose corruption within the Knights. A trap is set at a warehouse rumored to hold evidence against Edgar. Corrupt Knights are lured into the trap, and Stella defeats Gillet in combat. Meanwhile, Arios visits Edgar and provides him with a cursed ring, falsely claiming it's a magical item to bring death to its target. In a brief flashback, Nina's past life in a small temple is revealed until she was enslaved. Stella and her knights confront soldiers in front of Edgar's mansion, aiming to inspect the place. Despite warnings, they proceed. Tania and Kanade intervene, causing a scuffle. Surrounded by soldiers, Tania and Kanade break through the main gate, while Edgar watches, relying on his new ring to defeat Rain. Meanwhile, Rain, Rana, and Sora infiltrate the mansion's basement to rescue hostages. Rana's magic locates a powerful signature, likely the hostages, and another signature on par with Sora and Kanade. Rain decides to have the fairies save the hostages while he rescues the powerful being. Rain discovers Nina, a demigod, and breaks her cell's spell, emancipating her. The fairies inform Stella's group that they've rescued the hostages. In the foyer, Rain, with Nina on his back, joins Stella's group. Edgar's father is captured, but Edgar appears and uses a ring to summon a Reaper. He stabs himself in a suicide attempt. Arios gloats from the mansion's roof, believing Rain to be dead, but Rain survives the Reaper's attack. They realize Rain is immune to status effect magic. Edgar watches from the second-floor banister, despondent. Dark energy escapes from his ring, transforming him into a demon. The demon leaves Edgar's mansion, threatening the town. Rain's group pursues it, with Stella and Nina aiding the townsfolk instead. The demon ravages the town and summons monsters. Their initial attempts fail. Rana and Sora immobilize the demon, while Rain boosts Kanade and Tania. They launch a powerful attack, blowing off the demon's arm. The demon summons more monsters, and Rana and Sora decide to teleport the townsfolk to safety. Arios refuses to address the demon's situation, revealing his role in summoning it. Stella, her knights, and Nina defeat the summoned creatures. They gather townsfolk who eventually trust the fairies for teleportation. Monsters arrive. Rain's group, aided by town adventurers, continues battling. Rana handles the reinforcements, and Sora teleports the townsfolk. Nina joins them, using her demigod powers to help Rain confront the demon. Carried by Rain, Nina teleports them close to the demon, and Rain magically restrains it. The demon's influence affects Rain, but he overcomes it. The demon's monsters turn against it, leading to its defeat. Nina, exhausted, is caught by Tania. 3 days later, the town rebuilds. Stella is appointed knight's captain. Gillette and others are punished in the capital. Nina learns her village's people are safe, and the group helps with the town's reconstruction. At the inn, Nina officially joins Rain's party. Later, at the Adventurers Guild, they learn about the knights allying with the guild. Natalie informs them that they've been promoted to C rank due to their achievements in Horizon. Nina is introduced to Natalie, who affectionately cuddles her. Rain seeks advice on their housing situation, and Natalie suggests buying a house. After considering their options, they go house hunting. All but the last house match their preferences, but it's said to be haunted. They decide to investigate. In the haunted house, a maid ghost appears and demands they leave. Sora and Rana try to banish it, but it eludes them. They discover it can't attack and terrifies Kanade instead. They chase the ghost and use Sacred Seal to trap it. Rain, using his Beast Tamer abilities, stops the ghost from possessing him. They learn her name is Tina and decide to buy the house. Meanwhile, the hero's party faces disdain from the townsfolk. Arios, enraged, attacks a fruit stall and leaves in frustration. Back at their new home, Rain, Kanade, and the others enjoy dinner. Rain reflects on his good fortune, remembering his parents, and looks forward to the future.